Welcome to Grand Sumo Breakdown, the unofficial sumo podcast for official sumo fans. This is Fleric.
This is Jake.
This is Ryan.
And this is Mac.
And this is the a.k.a. 2025 recap. Am Yokozuna Fleric's humble Sukebito for this episode. So I will be groveling and I will be worshiping at his feet all episode long. It's been a while since I lost, and you know what? I hate it. Don't like it. Doesn't feel good. Sucks. But I'm going to be a man. I'm going to take the punishment like a man. But we're not here to talk about that.
Mac, you and I have been through enough punishments. We don't have to big it up like we haven't been here before.
Absolutely.
Look at this rookie over here who barely ever loses.
What has it been since Semi-Charmed Life that I lost? I think so, and that was in 2023.
Oh my God, really?
Oh, wow. I think so.
Was it been that long?
I hate that I can easily prove that, so now I have to. So you guys go ahead and get the rest of the show started, and I'll go look it up.
That's not important. I don't know why we're leading with that. Because
it's important to me right now.
What's important is the prophecy has been fulfilled. At the end of the Natsu Basho, when Onosato went 4-1 and was defeated by Yokozuna Hoshoryu, I went on like a 5-minute rant about Sumo is back. The new era is here. Welcome to the new era. You get Kodo Shoho you show. So it took us about 4 months to get there, but goddamn, we hit it hard this Basho. We had a back and forth affair in the final 5 days between the two Yokozuna, ending up with not one, but two Yokozuna versus Yokozuna matches on day 15. The first time we'd seen two Yokozuna fight each other since March of 2020, when it was Hakuho versus Kakuryu. It was a hell of a Basho. Super excited to talk about all of it. You know what I'm even more excited for, Jake?
What's that?
Our new patron.
Yeah, it's been over 2 years since you lost. This is embarrassing for the rest of us. You're absolutely right. Semi-Charmed Life was the last time you had to do anything.
Absolutely.
Anyways, we did have one new patron join us since our last episode. The Yokozuna versus Yokozuna match, that was the second best part of the Basho, because the best part was Joseph Binns joining us. Thank you so much for your support. Why don't I just keep it here? I'll hold the ball and move right into our Amasumo update. This entire Amasumo update is just Kellyanne Ball is the best. Go check out ussumo.org. She revamped our front page, so there's just like one click to find a club, find an event, make a donation.
Wow.
Buy new merch. I got a new t-shirt. She redid a bunch of our like t-shirt designs and stuff like that. This is the form that Kellyanne's nerves take when World Season is upon us. So despite traveling all the way to Thailand and winning yet another world medal, Kellyanne also did a huge amount of upgrading for our Amateur Sumo Federation website. Very cool. Thank you, Kelly. And yeah, that contains all the information that I normally share on here. So great, go do that. Cool. And then other quick shout out to Kong Sumo. They're doing another run of hoppies. We have our own GSB hoppies and some Iowa Sumo hoppies. These are the very light jackets, the Japanese style jackets that have different designs on them. There's a bunch of new clubs that have their own new designs on there. So go to kongsumo.com. That's Kong with a K. Like as in a king.
Right here. These are fantastic copies. Highly recommend them. Very comfy as well.
Last bit on amateur Amasumo.
Somebody tackle him. He's fumbling.
I have had a migraine all day long, and like the pain has subsided, but like the motor's still sputtering a little bit upstairs. We're still we're backfiring a little bit. But our green belt that we've been working towards, we've covered all the terminology. So our version of sumo learning this episode is just going to be a quiz on some random stuff that we've already covered on this belt and previous ones. So right before our break and right at the end of the show, we will cover a handful of terms. They'll all be review, but we'll see how much these guys remember. And that's where we're at.
All right, let's dive into the feast that was the 2025 Aki Basho. The least well of any Aki that we have covered. It was as it should be. The Yokozuna dominating the field. We have our Yusho winner, 5-time Yusho winner, Ono Sato. Yokozuna Ono Sato winning his first Yusho as a Yokozuna in his second Basho as Yokozuna with a 13-2 record. But right next to him was June Yusho winner Hoshoryu, who was just that short of taking the Basho. It went down to a mono-e in the playoff match, but the Shimpan upheld the decision of the Gyoji that Ono Sato did force Hoshoryu out before any part of Ono Sato touched down. So 4th career Jun Yusho for Yokozuna Hoshoryu.
That is only the 2nd time that Ono Sato has beaten him in the ring. He has a Fusen win over Hoshoryu from about a year and a half ago, but this was the first time, or only the 2nd time ever, that he beat him in the ring. They are currently sitting at, let's see, if we only count in the ring, it's 2-7.
Yeah.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah. I love that even if Hoshoryu doesn't get as many wins, he can still beat Ono Sato almost every time.
All right, and we had 3 special prizes handed out. At this point, it's just what happens in the Basho. Awanishiki got a special prize. This time he got the Gino Show Technique Prize, as he did in the previous Basho. So this is his 2nd career Technique Prize, his 4th special prize overall. More on Awanishiki later and his historic start to his career. The Shukunsho Outstanding Performance Prize goes to Maegashira 2, Haku Oho, who had to fight on day 15 to get that 8 wins, to get Akachi Koshi to be eligible for the award. But he was the only Maegashira to put any dirt on either of the Yokozuna, beating Ono Sato on day 4. So by virtue of that win over Ono Sato, he got the Outstanding Performance Prize, his 1st career Shukunsho prize, and his 3rd special overall. And the Kanto Show Fighting Spirit Prize goes to Maegashira 7 Takano Show, who's just kind of making it a routine thing when he's in the mid Maegashira ranks. He's gonna bust off for 12 wins, just short of a Jun Yusho this time, but good enough for his 5th career Kanto Show Fighting Spirit Prize, his 5th special prize overall in his career. Let's talk a little bit more about the Yusho race and how that all went. Oh, Hoshoryu started off to his career best start in any Basho. He started off 11-0, which was 5 matches better than his previous win streak to start a Basho, which was 6-0. But come day 12, he runs up against the buzzsaw that is Awanishiki. Awanishiki takes him out for the 2nd consecutive Basho. And then the following day, I was shocked to see Koto Sakura handle Hoshoryu as well as he did. That was incredibly impressive from Koto Sakura, and a little sad to see for Hoshoryu fans, because right behind Hoshoryu, after that aforementioned loss to Haku Oho, Ono Sato would not stop winning. And so those 2 losses back to back left Ono Sato 1 win ahead of Hoshoryu after day 13. So day 14, we're expecting, all right, Koto Sakura just knocked off Hoshoryu. He's a big boy. He could do the same to Ono Sato. Hoshoryu's got a struggling Wakataka Kage to fend off. It should be pretty easy for him, but pretty shocking to me. I hadn't seen anything in the match on day 13 between Hoshoryu and Koto Sakura, but Koto Sakura goes Kyujo on day 14, handing Ono Sato a win, putting it to 13 wins, where if Hoshoryu loses to Wakataka Kage and goes 11-3, that's the Basho on day 14.
Yeah.
I went back and looked at that match a few times, just trying to see, like, where did it get tweaked? Where did he put too much weight on it? Was it a twist? Was it a pull? I couldn't see it.
You only had about 2 seconds to review in that
Yeah.
match.
But still, I was like, where? Like, where was the injury?
It sounds like it was an MCL injury, so a knee injury, I believe, in his right knee. Nothing overly serious requiring surgery. It sounds like it was just a certificate for 3 weeks of rest and healing. So doesn't seem like it should be anything long-term for Koto Sakura. But yeah, enough to take him out for the final 2 days, which I'm sure he wasn't happy about because Koto Sakura was looking better than we had seen him in a while.
Yeah, he was
Wasn't
looking
quite
good.
up to Yusho race good, but better than 8-7 good.
Yeah,
Yes.
he and that win was his 9th. So like he was safe in the sense of going Kadoban or losing his rank or whatever. So not a super high stakes situation. If he had something that was bugging him enough that maybe he should sit it out, yeah, he went for it. It makes sense to me. You're out of the Yusho race, but you still got your 8. Yeah, that's a good shot to might as well pull out and take it easy.
But how rude is that for Hoshoryu? Like Kota Sakura
incredibly.
comes in, takes him down. Oh man, that was a tough opponent, but at least like my opposition has to face this guy too. Nope. Peace out. I'll give you a free win, and we'll continue on.
Yes. Oh, incredibly like I mean, we're about to talk about it next, but Hoshoryu came into that day, saw that the guy who's in front of him, who's the only guy who's ahead of him in the standings, gets a freebie. I would be furious.
I would be absolutely livid.
Well, and I think Hoshoryu took out that fury on poor Wakataka Kage. There's no debate to be had. Was it an HNH, a Haramafuji non-Hanka, where quick step forward and then a shift to the side? Nah. It was a straight up Hanka from Hoshoryu against Wakataka Kage. But you know what? I don't blame the guy. Ono Sato got a day of rest. Why shouldn't Hoshoryu get a day of rest leading into it's the match we've been waiting for half a decade. Yokozuna versus Yokozuna. Let's make it mean something. And Hoshoryu was sure as hell not going to let Wakataka Kage take him out of the Yusho race. So Hoshoryu did what Hoshoryu needed to do. He slapped Wakataka Kage down at the Tachi-ai. Ultimately, giving us what we wanted. I think we're all happier for the outcome. Would Hoshoryu have probably beaten Wakataka Kage? Looking at how Wakataka Kage did this, Basho, I think so.
Yeah.
But why leave it up to chance? Give the fans what they want.
Yeah, I totally it did leave a little bit of a bad taste in my mouth, but like in hindsight, yes, he probably would have won anyways, but might as well go for the 99% move instead of like the 90% of beating him otherwise. But as furious as Hoshoryu was for the Koto Sakura pullout, Wakataka Kage has exactly as much right to be furious at Hoshoryu, for sure.
For sure. But if anyone's deserving of a Henka, it's Wakataka Kage.
Why?
Oh, Fleric, why?
Wakataka Kage is our Henka Batman. Remember when, what was it, Takakesho?
Our Henka Bat. Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Somebody Henka'd somebody. I think it was Takakesho Henka'd somebody. People were up in arms about it. And then the next day they fought Wakataka Kage, and Wakataka Kage is like, not this time. And Hanka's him right back.
The avenging angel Wakataka Kage.
Yeah. You get your weird random Wakataka Kage hate out of here, Fleric.
No. What are you talking about? It's not weird at all.
Hey, wait, hang on.
Yeah, you people keep thinking he's good, and then all of a sudden he has a Basho like this, and he's right back to where he started.
Do you know what that's called, Fleric? Do you know what that's called? 99.9% of every Rikishi.
Yeah. True, but people don't have like the absolute love for all 99.9% of Rikishi that they do have Wakataka Kage. We're getting distracted here. Like the point is like his of all the Tachi-Ais, like Wakataka Kage has really just he focuses a lot on his Tachi-Ai. He puts a lot of he really wants to get good impact on that.
He goes low. Yep.
Yeah, and he did survive a Henka once, but I do think he's pretty overall susceptible to a Henka when he's not thinking it's coming. So, I don't know.
Yeah,
I think of all the people to do it, people to do it against Wakataka Kage.
Yeah. I do think that, Fleric, you got to go a little bit easy on Ryan. Ryan is a huge fan of people and or teams that constantly almost accomplish something.
Sunday was a bad morning for me.
That
Wake up.
I bet it was.
I see. It was so Hoshoryu's my number one guy. Vikings, my number one football team. Vikings were playing over in Dublin, Ireland on Sunday morning.
So we got it even in the morning, not even in the afternoon.
Yeah, I wake up, and first thing I was like, I got to wake up early so that I can watch Sumo, take some notes, get ready for recording today. And so what do I see? I see Hoshoryu down in the fourth quarter of the Basho. And then he has a miraculous comeback attempt. He has the shocking, just straight, I'm going to push you the F out of this ring, Ono Sato. I'm going to overpower you. I'm mother effing Hoshoryu. I'm going to shock the world, come back and beat you. And I'm going to force this thing to go to a playoff. And in the end, Hoshoryu comes up just that short. And so I'm like, I was really wanting Hoshoryu to win that because the way things are going with Ono Sato, he's looking better than he ever has. And he's picking up his 5th Yusho and it's still getting more and more dominant. So I'm not sure how many more chances Hoshoryu's going to have. And so I'm sad about that. And then I have to turn right into, I'm watching the Vikings. They're getting beat pretty good for most of the game. And then the fourth quarter comes, they're down 24-6. And then in the blink of the eye, they're at 21-24 with 1 minute with the ball, with 1 minute left in the fourth quarter. And then they just fall apart and can't do anything. And it's very similar things that both of my favorites were doing to me on Sunday morning. It was a rough morning in the Smithman household.
So it's your fault.
What does that mean?
We all know how Ryan gets when he loses.
For me, I make it my family's problem and bring down the entire
Exactly.
I was going to leave it at implication, but hey, you go for it. Ryan flies into a rage. Football and sports went bad.
Let's just say we have to buy a new set of chairs whenever the Vikings lose, because chairs, windows, doors, they all get broken.
You got you got the local chair store on speed dial then.
Yes.
Homemakers.
Yeah. It's only folding chairs in this house. It's all we can afford at this point. Yeah, I think we accidentally kind of recapped what happened on day 15.
Yeah, we did kind of go through that
there. But yeah, for the first time, like we said, in 5.5 years since Takuho and Kakuryu fought each other, we finally had two Yokozuna facing off. This was pre-COVID, just barely.
Oh, by a hair.
So ever barely pre-COVID. It was before Jake and I were even parents. It's been, when I say half a decade, that makes it feel... That's what really gives it the weight to me.
Sean Connery was still alive. The Queen was still alive. Like this is a long time ago.
Yeah.
I will say, now that the final tally is in 13-2, I see you, Hoshoryu. I see you. You've got a ways to go, but I acknowledge you.
Has a ways to go.
He's got a ways to go.
Little inch to go.
He'll
in
get
his
there.
last 4 Basho that Hoshoryu has been healthy enough to complete, 13-2, 12-3, 12-3, 13-2. What are you wanting to see from my guy?
Ryan, there was this match against another Yokozuna.
Yeah, I don't
where
know if you saw this, but
it was great. He won his first bout, and then it got to a playoff where he could actually win, but then didn't win. I would like to see him
is 7-2 against the what's going to be 2020's decade-defining Rikishi not good enough for you, Mac? Does he have to go undefeated against Ono Sato to get your attention?
It wouldn't hurt at all if you really want my attention.
Jake, don't get on Mac's side. I know you don't agree with him. Don't do it for the bit.
Oh, but it's a good bit because it's making me mad.
Ryan's coming hot today. I love it.
Yeah,
Did I not just go over how the Vikings and Hoshoryu both lost in the last second? That's days affecting sort of pain, Fleric.
You know what?
But
Yes, this anguish sustains me.
Chair out the window.
Oh God!
No, just recap it again, just because I don't think I got it the first time.
No, well, like we said, we kind of glazed over it before, but I was blown away with the first match. Just Hoshoryu immediately just a double hand attack to the chest and neck of Onosato.
Owned him.
Immediately blasting him back at the Tachi-ai. Onosato ended up misstepping and stepped past the Tawara, but Hoshoryu was taking him out anyways. It didn't matter.
Happening for sure.
Could not have expected in 1,000 years that was how that match was gonna go down.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, in the past, a lot of their matches have been Onosato coming in hard and then Hoshoryu tripping him or throwing him or using his own momentum. But yeah, just overpowering him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that
doesn't happen.
Not what I was thinking was happening. Yeah.
So we had that match. Now we have both of our Yokozuna equal Mac at 13-2 with Hoshoryu defeating Onosato again. And what that gives us is another Yokozuna versus Yokozuna match. And I didn't know this. This is the first time we had a Yokozuna versus Yokozuna playoff since 2009 when Asashoryu defeated Hakuho. It's been 16 years since we had a Yokozuna versus Yokozuna playoff.
Wild.
Apparently,
I think
Hakuho and Haramafuji, Hakuho and Kakuryu never met in a playoff, at least while both were Yokozuna.
Wow.
Yeah. It must have been like, I bet that was the playoff where they got promoted. Because I feel like there was a Haramafuji Hakuho one. And where, was it Hakuho who Henka? I don't know. I know they had playing playoffs between the two, at least.
I know the one you're talking about because I'm pretty sure that Hakuho, Henkeing, Haramafuji, I don't know that was a playoff, but it was a Yusho defining match, I think, because that's the one that was the inciting incident for that one article I read that got me into sumo in the first place.
All right, hold on. I'm looking up Yusho playoffs. Hold on. I need to.
We need elevator music for when somebody brings up a stat and then all four of us just go off to our own corners of the internet to look it up.
Need to confine that to Makaguchi because I came up with 2,700. That doesn't sound right. We got to move on. I got to look at this later.
Oh, God.
I'm doing this.
We're going to get pulled into this way too much.
All right. So in this rematch, Onosato is able to overpower Hoshoryu here. Hoshoryu doesn't go with the same Tachi-ai. He's not trying to blow Onosato up with the pushing attack like he did in the first match. I had seen something where he was overheard talking to his attendant where he was just saying, I should have just gone with the thrusting attack like I did in the first match. But instead, Hoshoryu tries to go for the belt, tries to do what he always does. Onosato pushing him back to the Tawara, and Hoshoryu goes for the twist and turn to throw Onosato down. But Onosato, he had the footwork. He was able to plant that leg as Hoshoryu was trying to throw him. That allowed Onosato to fall forward, forcing Hoshoryu out beforehand. That did go to a mono-e. It didn't look particularly close to me. Did go to a mono-e, and I saw an article. It was just a judge had thought Onosato's foot had possibly turned over before Hoshoryu went out, but they took a look. That wasn't the case. And so Onosato, your 5-time Yusho winner.
Yeah, Hoshoryu was all the way airborne. Well, like if you were going just by who touched or who broke the plane first, that was close. But Hoshoryu was upside down when that happened. Like it was very much Onosato's throw. And yeah, I love especially the slow-mo that they showed while they were reviewing the mono-e. Onosato's ring awareness of knowing exactly where he could plant his foot just inside the Tawara. And that was what gave him the balance to tilt that throw in his favor. Because if that foot landed, if they were just like 6 inches or so further towards the outside of the ring, Onosato's planted foot would not have been able to necessarily block it the same way. So like just a game of inches there, and Onosato's ring awareness was so impressive to me.
Yeah. Onosato keeping his foot on the ground, that was the deciding thing that definitely made it so it was a dead body when he put his hand down rather than actual just getting to the hitting outside the ring at the same time. Yeah, I know I had at least one friend saying like, oh no, we hit both at the same time. And it's like the foot was there, the other feet were airborne. That's what it comes down to.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't had a good high-profile dead body rule controversy in a while. I don't know. Maybe we should put that one on deck somewhere to review that next time we see one that could potentially go one way or the other. But yeah, the fact that Hoshoryu was airborne and on the way out of the ring while Onosato was still planted within the ring, that pretty much assured that it was going to be an Onosato win, regardless of how they hit.
Any other thoughts on our two Yokozuna, who ultimately led throughout the entirety of this Basho? They defined this Basho very much as Sumo is basically meant to be, led from the top by your top Rikishi, just dominating the entire field. Any other thoughts on either of these two guys before we move on to some other notes?
Yeah. We talked about Hoshoryu bringing it, but just talking about Onosato, I bet it was brought up by you guys already, but he forward moving sumo, like he took the notes from Lost Basho and says, I need to stop pulling. And like you can see like a noticeable shift of where he's just like trying to move forward, and hot damn, he looked really, really good. So, and I'm like, he's gonna be hard to beat. He's so dominant, he's so strong, he's so big. It's just people are gonna have to hit the whiteboard, try to figure out something to take him down, because he is gonna be really, really hard to stop. Very impressive.
Yeah, I think it was day 9 against Wakamoto Haru that was the closest he came to losing another match. But he showed that, yeah, I agree. Forward sumo, just exactly what you want in the textbook definition of good sumo wrestler. Like, yes, that was for sure what was going on. But he also still has tricks in the bag for when that doesn't work. In that Wakamoto Haru match, he was like, I think that's the one where he was fully spun around. And he still managed to recover and plant himself and withstand the next hit and take over the match again.
It's not fair to be that big and that fast.
Yeah, he literally has every single thing. Like, I cannot possibly imagine, like, the only thing he doesn't really have yet, or at least that we haven't seen, is like that Hakuho move where Hakuho would tie up with somebody for like a minute and wait, and then just kind of like, boop, like flick a wrist and send the guy flying or something like that. We haven't really seen that level of like specific, precise monster technique, but he really hasn't needed it because he just blasts people out the way that his plan A is just win sumo, and he does it.
I don't know that we've ever seen Onosato locked in, like, at the center of the dohyo. The match is always over in 5 to 7 seconds maximum, pretty much.
But maybe we will. Maybe this is a skill he can start developing.
Another big guy like
will he need to is the scary
thing. If another big guy like I don't know, Koto Zakura, maybe if Koto Zakura or somebody of that like similar size, like I don't know anybody that's quite as big as Onosato that's near the top like that, but somebody that can withstand that forward push enough to stall it out. I'd love to see it just for the sake of science, but I don't think that it's a reliable strategy for anybody to try and like slow down the freight train. I don't think that's going to work.
Yeah, I think Onosato, in addition to like his ability getting better, like we said, he just looked better than he has this Basho. His ability to defend in multiple different ways this Basho, besides just what he was doing last time, that disappointing 11-4, where just like, oh, I'm gonna pull you down, oh, I'm gone, damn. Just he had multiple different ways of defending when things weren't going right. But in addition to that, I felt like his confidence and presence on the dohyo, because Jake, you used to describe him as just like, it's just like a big baby getting up on the dohyo, just happy to be here. We're just doing sumo. I feel like he's not up to Hoshoryu's level of like presence and aura yet.
Yeah.
But Hoshoryu, he's just on another level as far as that is concerned. He might want to be on the same level as Onosato, his skill in the dohyo, but Hoshoryu's damn sure got that aura. But I feel like Onosato is getting up there. He's just felt more confident, more sure of himself. And I didn't really get the sense of just, oh, I'm happy to be here, bumping around, not really sure how this whole thing works.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is how I described it last time we had this conversation, but it feels to me very much like he is somehow simultaneously the best at sumo wrestling, but also like cosplaying as a sumo wrestler. Especially like the first couple dohyo iris that I saw of his entering the ring. It's just like he's doing the right moves and stuff, but it's still like okay, this is what you guys want me to do. Okie dokie, I guess.
The Doyo Iridi did look better this Basho too.
Yes.
But also, this is his second Basho as Yokozuna.
Right, he's still a baby.
because he's been so good. But yeah, he's still new to this, and like we're kind of starting to kind of see get comfortable with it. It's really cool to see.
I'm curious if like 5 years down the road, if like he's, he does achieve the full Yokozuna aura, but every now and then the goofball still slips through, and we're like, remember the good old days when he would make those funny faces at his Sukebito right before starting the match or whatever. Like, did you guys see that on Reddit on r/sumo memes? There was one where he's talking to his Sukebito before walking out, and he's just like, he's doing like the big stupid eye thing that he does. It's so funny. But yeah, that goofball still is very clearly there, just barely under the surface. So I wonder how much that's going to change over time.
Speaking of demeanor, just some stuff that I noticed. This Basho, I was trying to do a better job of like, all right, I'm going to check like the Japanese articles after every Basho just to see like what they're writing, what the news is. And every day during Hoshoryu's winning streak, he would just say, just got next day's the most important match. Like, just got to focus on tomorrow's match. That's all I got to do until he lost. And then when he lost, close the door, no interviews, nothing happening.
Okay.
And then when he lost the playoff, same thing, closed doors, no interview. He had his attendants turn off the TV during like the award ceremony and the interview with Ono Sato. I'm like, yeah, that's I mean, that what do you expect from Hoshoryu? He seems like the hyper competitive sort of person that's not going to take a loss very lightly. And I mean, he knows that Ono Sato is just going to be a force. It's going to be very difficult to take matches from. And this was an incredible chance for Hoshoryu to steal a Yusho away from Ono Sato. But I do feel like that's exactly how I would react. I'm like, no, nobody talk to me. I sure as hell am not going to watch the person who just beat me for the Yusho accept all the prizes and do their interview and pretend that I'm happy for them. So I kind of feel a little bit of a kinship with Hoshoryu. It's the only way I can. There's no other way in which we're similar or I could stack myself up against him, except for how stupidly competitive I am and how sore of a loser I can be when things don't go my way. Hence, broken chairs, windows, and doors, and all that stuff.
Yeah. You also both need corrective lenses, so you got that going too.
Not anymore. Surgery took care of that.
Oh, yeah. Sorry about that. I forgot.
Yeah, how dare you?
Sorry for your loss.
You should apologize to me.
Sorry for your loss of glasses. They're very stylish. It's a great accessory.
No, he puts a lot of emotion into his sumo, you can tell. So it makes sense that he has a strong sadness to it when he doesn't get there. So it's fascinating to watch.
I was just so happy that this Basho lived up to our expectations of a world with two active Yokozuna. I'm fully looking forward to let me check my notes here real quick. Keen Bozan winning the next Basho and proving to us that this is not how sumo will be moving forward. This is going to be like our one shining light that we get a year in between the myriad of bullshit that we have been used to this past decade.
Yeah, somebody in our Discord, William, pointed out that the last Basho was the 400th Basho of the modern era, and of course it was just a random ass Maegashira, and Kodo Shoho very much proved that it was a fluke. Yes, this Basho. Yeah. So yeah, that the first 400 Basho that's over. That's over. Now we're on to Yokozuna versus Yokozuna sumo, and we're all on board for that for sure.
I mean, it's kind of how the past 40 years up until about 2017 were.
Most of the time is defined by the Yokozuna of the era, usually. Yes,
right about the time we started watching. We're like,
around when we started watching, things got weird.
All right, let's move on, talk about some other stuff happening in this Basho, because of course it wasn't only our two Yokozuna, but even more importantly than the other 40 Rikishi that were competing, it is time for the 7th annual Grand Sumo Breakdown popularity poll. As you are listening to this, it is available for you to fill out. It'll take just a minute of your time. Tell us who your favorite rickshi is. Tell us who your least favorite rickshi is. There's a couple of other categories for favorites. Let us know. We want to know how things progress year by year, who becomes more popular, who's rising, who's falling. A newcomer like Awanishiki, who has rocketed to the top of the Sumo banzuke, is he going to rocket to the top of the popularity poll standings?
Probably.
Where's Ono Sato at? Where's Hoshoryu at after their Yokozuna promotions? We want to get as many responses to this as possible. We got 1,050 responses last year. We would like to get even more than that. So as you're watching this on YouTube, the link is in the description. It should be at the tippy top of the description. You shouldn't have to even look too far to find it. Just take a minute, fill it out. If you're listening to this on Typical Podcast, go to Twitter, go to Blue Sky, go to Instagram. You said, Jake? Do we still do Facebook? Do we keep up with that?
We don't really do those anymore, just because we didn't really get interaction enough to make it worth it.
Send us an email. I'll send you the link myself. I don't care.
It is in the episode description if you're on Spotify or whatever. Just go down and check it out. Like Ryan said, takes 2 seconds, but that gives us. We want those sweet, juicy data points to analyze and give you all some graphs and stuff like that in a month or two when we go over the results.
So 1,051. That's what we're aiming for, right? We had 1,050 last year. 1,051 is what we're aiming for.
I think we should just we should try and add a 0 every time. I think we should go for
10,000 responses.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, but
Or else we won't publish the results.
I'm not great at exponential numbers, but I think we could probably do 10 times as many every year.
I think so. Yeah. All right. I thought we were moving on from these two rickshi. I forgot I had notes about the Yokozuna Deliberation Council.
Oh, what did they have to deliberate,
the
Ryan?
Basho. They really had nothing to complain about this time, so their meeting lasted less than 5 minutes, reportedly.
oh, wow.
And then after their 5 minutes of getting together, they basically came out and said, I think the translation was bravo to both of the Yokozuna. Just absolute glowing praise from the YDC. But I did want to pull this particular note that they had for Hoshoryu's Day 14 Henka, because it was very polarizing. A lot of people upset with it. It is a tactic that is thought to be below the rank of Yokozuna. So a lot of people very upset with Hoshoryu pulling off that move. I think here at YDC West, stamp of approval from us, correct?
Yes, win's a win.
Yep. We've always been more or less pro Henka. But here is the thoughts of YDC East. Their chairman, Oshima, said, there were opinions that he chose that style of sumo as a result of his determination to win as a Yokozuna.
Duh.
I understand that there are various opinions out there, but as the committee chairman, I believe that winning is one of the most important goals in a match. Some would say the only goal. In addition, with the championship right in front of him, I believe that Hoshoryu's choice was the result of such a comprehensive judgment. So basically, YDC is giving him a pass. They're like, you know what? He really wanted to win, so he did something that would allow him to win.
Yeah, I wonder if they would say the same thing if the context was different. Like, let's say Ono Sato
if it was
got
Day 4.
Yeah, or if Ono Sato got injured and pulled out and Hoshoryu was already like 2 matches ahead of second place or something like that. But because he was the underdog and needed to win that day in order to have Day 15 mean anything, I wonder if that context is part of why they said, all right, fine.
Yeah. Some other context. Hoshoryu reportedly had a lower back issue just prior to the start of the Basho.
Ooh.
I think I saw somewhere slip disc, but I'm not sure if that is correct. And what I saw was that got a little aggravated prior to Day 14, and so that could have been another reason for the Henka is just his back. Just telling you what I've heard.
I know.
Telling you what I've heard.
And my response to what you've heard is, sure. We get it, man. You wanted to win. We get it. We're not saying you can have opinions on whether or not it was okay, but we understand why you did it. That's not the problem.
And then one more note on our top two rickshi. Ono Sato won the most prize money ever in a tournament through those Kensho envelopes, breaking a record that was held by Hakuho back in 2015 in his Zensho Yusho for Hakuho. He had clinched
Inflation,
that on day like 11, 12 or something like that. And like that even includes 52 Kensho envelopes being canceled from his match with Koto Sakura. Because if you are in a match and your opponent pulls out and there were Kensho on that, typically those Kensho get redistributed to others, but I don't know why, but this time they were just canceled. So nobody got those 52
This
Kensho
money
envelopes.
is tainted. No money for you.
And even with Hoshoryu walking away with that huge stack from day 15 too, Onosato still most prize money ever won in a tournament.
Wow.
People like Onosato. Let's go.
People like their homegrown Yokozuna. Also saw a stat like he's won 5 of his 11. He's won a Yusho in 5 of his 11 top division tournaments. So he's Yushoing at a 45.5% rate. He is the first Japanese Yokozuna to win 3 Basho in a year since Takanohana did the feat in 1990 something or 2000 something. I'm
Late
not sure
90s,
exactly
yeah.
when. Yeah.
That's
All right.
nuts.
Now, as promised, we are moving on to other Rikshi.
And wait, let us go back one more time.
We've already we talked about Koto Sakura's injury, but it was nice to see him kind of back in form. He wasn't all the way back to the Koto Sakura that pushed Terunofuji to a playoff in last January or beat Hoshoryu on day 15 to go 14-1 and get what we thought at the time was one step closer to a Yokozuna promotion. It wasn't quite back up to that level, but to Jake's point, on day 13, he was at 9-4, having just dominated Hoshoryu. So certainly a good step in the right direction for Koto Sakura, what we've been hoping to see from him, and hopefully that MCL injury that he suffered in that match is just a short 3-week thing, and we can see him get back to training in between the Bashos and come back for the November tournament in the Yusho race right alongside Onosato, Hoshoryu, and probably Aonishiki because he's always there too.
Yeah, as Aonishiki has established.
Yeah.
I really appreciated Koto Sakura this Basho. I think the top 3 are really solidifying themselves as like the 3 best guys overall. And I love that they're kind of you couldn't pick 3 better personalities to like kind of have at the top there. I think that Hoshoryu is on the end of the spectrum, and I'm not saying that anything is wrong with the way that these guys are doing it by any means, but Hoshoryu is certainly on like the competitive win at all costs end of the spectrum. Onosato is closer to the end where it's like, hey, we're having fun here. Hey, check this out, guys. And then Koto Sakura is kind of like right in the middle of like the stoic, implacable, I do sumo the right way. And even if that hasn't won me a Yusho in a little while, I'm doing it the way you're supposed to. And that's like there are 3 sides of that same dominant force at the top, and that's really entertaining to me. And it's a lot easier to be entertained by that when Koto Sakura also does pretty decent sumo.
Yeah.
I'm sure he wanted more than 9 wins, but that's okay.
Better
Not
than
bad.
8.
Yep, better than 8.
Yep. And that's facing all the top guys, because yeah, he's in a spot where he only faces the best guys in the whole Basho every time.
And then a couple of guys who definitely are not jumping up into that same conversation as top people, absolute tippy top people in the division are our Sekiwake. Incredibly disappointing and disheartening Basho from our 2 Sekiwake, those being the aforementioned Wakataka Kage and also Kirishima. Wakataka Kage had a lot riding on this Basho. He was pushing for an Ozeki promotion. There was talk, hey, maybe you only need to get 10 wins this time to get that promotion to Ozeki, and he really just never could get things going. He had a 3-match win streak from day 4 through 6. And then after that, he would lose 7 of his next 9. Just not looking good in any way, shape, or form for Wakataka Kage this Basho. He was dealing with a lot before the tournament started. He had an injured ankle. He got sick with the flu. So maybe all of that combined just made it so it wasn't in the cards for Wakataka Kage this Basho. But it was really disappointing for 3 of us at least, that he wasn't able to push to that Ozeki rank this time. As we all know, Yokozuna Fleric has the weirdest hate boner in the world for Wakataka Kage.
Yeah, these two guys are just a bummer. I mean, obviously, if the Yokozunas are going to soak up all of the wins, other guys have to soak up all the losses. And these two guys did their fair share.
And Gonoyama, they were doing their jobs. It doesn't need to be Wakataka Kage and Kirishima.
No, I mean, you're absolutely right. But yeah, those losses have to go somewhere, and Wakataka Kage and Kirishima, we're happy to take a few.
Yes.
Just not super impressive.
I was so sad about Kirishima. I felt his matches.
Yeah.
When he was looking good. He was looking good.
He had the confidence.
Yeah, he started really well.
Yeah, he had the confidence to a sumo. I'm like, there was something about him. I think the fact that he's been to Ozeki before, like, maybe it's just some confidence I'm seeing. I like his style of sumo, but yeah, he just didn't work out towards the end. It was unfortunate to see.
I think it's taken me too long, but I might finally be waving the white flag on Kirishima returning to Ozeki. He absolutely could do it. Like he's got 11, 12 win Bashos in the past year. He has just shown that he can't stay healthy long enough to string together 3 of those in a row anymore, which is really sad because I was really enjoying Ozeki Kirishima. Back in 2023, he was the best Rikishi that we had that year when Teruno Fuji wasn't around. So it's just kind of sad to see the injuries kind of take that Kirishima away from us. Or maybe that was just always a blip, and this is just always who Kirishima has been, and he just was able to put it together for a year, but maybe that was more fluky than we initially thought at the time.
I think the people around him just got better. Like Hoshoryu's just kind of taking a step above. And
Kodo Sakura did the same.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And Ono Sato is just like, a phenom, and Ao Nishiki's looking to be the same. It's going to be hard to break into the top with this current generation. And like he had to like take a year to like deal with his injuries and stuff. So it's just unfortunate. I think he just kind of stayed roughly the same and didn't improve.
Yeah. He's only 29 too, which sucks that he's already dealing with so many injuries.
Yeah. But he has flashes of greatness. I am hoping, but I'm kind of with you, Ryan. It's not looking too good, especially with the current crop of people coming up.
Yeah, and with the 6 and 9, he's going to drop out of the Sanyaku ranks, so he's going to be starting from 0. So it's going to be a bit before he even has a realistic chance if he's able to string together 2 Bashos to make us believe. Which I'm not sure that he's been able to do since he dropped from Ozeki. He's been able to do one, but he's never been able to follow it up with another one.
Yeah.
Let's talk about somebody who I have zero doubt in my mind in about 4 months' time. We're going to be talking about our new Ozeki Awanishiki.
I was wondering if you were going to go that far.
No, we were going to leave him off.
I mean, when all you know how to do is win 11 matches in a Basho, and the requirements for Ozeki are 33/3, which, if you allow me a second to do some math, I believe that's 11 wins per Basho. I feel like there's nothing else he can do but become Ozeki. He couldn't stop himself if he tried.
I don't know.
Oh my goodness.
A bunch
The
of
math checks
Fusens
out.
and Henkas?
The maths.
I don't know. If he got a bunch of Fusens and Henkas, do you think they would somehow hold him back if he still got 11 wins?
Yes. Why not? Since that's never going to happen, let's say yes.
Yeah, I know.
But Awanishiki, his incredible run, he is the Ono Sato of guys that started from the very bottom of sumo. Ono Sato got that leg up being able to start not only in Makushita, but at Makushita 10 to get even more of a head start. Awanishiki started all the way at the bottom of sumo, and all he's been doing is breaking records for the fastest guy to do this, fastest guy to do that for somebody who started in Jonokuchi. He is the second ever Rikishi to get a winning record in their first Basho in Sanyaku without ever having a losing record. We're kind of getting to like baseball with like these incredibly cherry picked stats to make somebody sound impressive, but it's like a super specific thing. But still, He's the second ever to do that. Akebono was the first ever Rikishi to get a winning record in their first Basho in Sanyaku without ever having previously had a losing record. He is the first Rikishi ever to win at least 11 matches in his first 4 Makuuchi Basho. Not even Ono Sato can say that, as in his 4th Basho, he had 9 wins. Was that the first time he got less than 11? Let's take a look at
something
Ono
like
Sato.
that, yeah.
Ono Sato was 11, 11, 12, 9. So yes, Aonishiki has him beat on that front. He is the fastest, once again, non-Tsukedashi Rikishi like Ono Sato to reach 100 wins in his career. Nobody's gotten to 100 wins faster than Aonishiki has from the start of their career. This guy has a rocket strapped to his back that seemingly has an unending supply of fuel. And I just, after 2 Bashos, one where he's at Maegashira 1, facing all the top guys, one where he's Komusubi, facing all the top guys, and getting 11-4 records in back-to-back Bashos, all doubt has been eliminated from my mind. He's gotten as far as you can go, where if you're going to run into a wall, he would have hit it a couple of Bashos ago.
Yeah.
I'm feeling pretty dang good about Aonishiki moving forward. And I feel like his sumo this time, he got the same record as he's been getting, but I feel like the sumo was better this time. I feel like each Basho he's getting more and more kind of control. He has a game plan for what he's doing. I mean, put your head down in the guy's chest, try to get the belt, and keep your butt as far away from them so they can't get your belt, and then he's pretty much money at that point. But yeah, Aonishiki, amazing. No notes.
I think the way that I would look at it as far as his sumo getting better, it does feel like his style is less unique each Basho. Like when he first started, it was, or not first started, but like when we were first getting acquainted with him, it was very, very weird looking and very notable. And now that we've seen him for most of a year, it's like, yeah, he does still like go, he puts his head lower on his opponent than most guys do, but like, it's just kind of, he's just doing his brand of sumo as opposed to winning sumo matches by doing something that nobody else is trying.
Yeah, dude didn't even get one Uchi Muso this Basho. Like, what's he even doing anymore?
Yeah. Where are the knee taps, buddy? Come on.
Come on. He did get a trip in, though. That was a beautiful leg trip.
Oh, the one against the Kirikaishi.
Yep, the Kirikaishi. It's like, that was beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely. Who's next? Abi.
Yay, Abi sucks.
Abi sucks. 3-12. His worst record ever. Who else do I hate that I can dunk on? Goshobiyama.
I knew that was coming.
Oh my goodness.
Mac, what about Ichi Yamamoto?
Oh no, well deserved. Well deserved. You burn.
I wish I could.
Got 3 wins. That further cementing how much of a fluke his Yusho was.
Yeah. I think that's the second worst performance of all time following a Maegashira Yusho. Once again, let me double check so Jake talks some more.
Sure.
Well, I can interject.
Be on that list. Go ahead. Mac,
I was going
sorry.
to interject with this one and just be like, the one that actually hurt was Daisho. I'm like, for a guy that was poised to do so well, especially given his position on the banzuke, I'm like, you are in prime condition to really wreck house.
Unfortunately,
and it just fell apart.
Yeah. Unfortunately, not prime physical condition.
No, fair.
He was
but
very weak
matches.
and slow compared to normal Daisho.
Yes.
But still, 7 wins, not terrible. He still did okay.
He
Just
was definitely
maintaining.
getting stronger as the Basho went on. Most of those losses were piled up in the first week, and most of the wins were piled up in the second week. Not to say he was 100% that match against Shishi on day 14.
He got stronger, not quicker.
I love my boy Shishi, but oh buddy, we got some work to do.
Yeah.
To the point about Koto Shoho, real quick, of Rikishi that competed and finished the next Basho following winning a Yusho as a Maegashira, there were 3 Rikishi that went 2-13 in their follow-up: Wakanami, Takatoriki, and Kyoku Tenho. And then after that, Koto Shoho with the 3-12 record.
Gotcha. Yeah, because Takeru Fuji, when his follow up, he was just gone the whole Basho,
he was
right?
out the whole time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even
Like
Tokushoryu
this
got
Basho.
4 wins in his follow up Basho.
Oh,
My man. My man.
my man. Yeah. Oh, I was gonna point out the only other really terrible record was Nishikigi, and like,
Yeah.
I don't have strong enough feelings to really dunk on him.
Sorry.
I don't know. See you in
Kind
Juryo
of-
again next time.
Kind of moved to the side of wishing minorly good things for Nishikigi, so not gonna laugh maniacally at him.
Yeah, he had that one weird year where he decided to be good.
Yeah, that's why I
it-
minorly wish good things for him, because that came out of nowhere and was funny.
23 to 24, yeah, when he made it all the way up to Komusubi twice, and then it was like,
Yep.
oh, right, I'm Nishikigi.
Yeah,
It's like, when did Nishikigi get good? Oh, wait, no, there it is. There
Nope.
it is.
didn't really happen.
Let's talk. Sorry, go ahead, Flair. Yokozuna Flair.
Thank
I
you so very much.
humbly apologize.
Just talking about other Rikishi that I guess that we're just kind of talking about people now.
Yeah.
The two young people like Kusuno and Fujinokawa. It's like the 6-9 by Fujinokawa. It's like I'm so sad because I just love to watch this guy do sumo. He
On
is
my
just-
notes, Fujinokawa was like in my list for like match of the day probably 10 times.
Yeah.
Deservedly so.
He's just so cool. He's so tenacious. I cannot wait to watch him go. It just get better. And Kusuno as well, like 8 and 7. I think he's like not dominant, but he's kind of just stable. I still am kind of liking what I'm seeing from that guy. I'll be very curious to see where it goes.
Totally. Fuji, he got the Fujinokawa, he had that lift and throw on day 11.
Yes.
That was
Yes.
I
From a
wrote that down wrong.
Kimedashi.
Ichi Yamamoto. Yeah.
Yeah, he was like in the Kimedashi grip, which is kind of usually game over, especially if it's Teruno Fuji. And he was like, you know what? I'm just going to pick you up instead.
Yeah. Yeah, so a short guy
It
will
looked really
get
close
caught
to
in
the
that.
Tsurudashi win.
Yeah. But
sorry,
yeah, a
what?
short guy will get. Sorry, go ahead, Ryan.
Oh no, I was just saying he was close to the Tsurudashi win, which is the
lift
Tochinoshi
out.
special. Like
Yeah.
pick them up and carry them out.
Good use of green belt vocabulary there. Anyways, though, yeah, shorter guys like Fujinokawa will get caught in that where their opponent will get double overhooks and really clamp the elbows in, and that's super painful. And the guy doing the overhooks, if they lean back and if they have the right position, they can lift you up by those arm bars. But Fujinokawa was like, he must have misremembered because he did the lifting instead, and then did an awesome beltless arm throw, a Suinage on Ichi Yamamoto. Yeah, that day 11 match was awesome.
Oh, crap.
Couple other guys that did good. We briefly mentioned Takanosho, but I mean, it's just kind of what Takanosho does. Throw him in at Maegashira 6, Maegashira 7. Dude's just going to get 12 wins. It's what he does. And so looking historically for what his follow-up is going to look like in the next Basho, where he's probably going to be ranked Komusubi. Let's see. Last time he did that, 6 wins the next time when he was at Maegashira 1. The time before that, 4 wins when he was at Maegashira 1.
Ugh.
So we'll see if Takanosho can do better once he's up in the Joy, but history would tell us probably not. It just seems like Maegashira 6, Maegashira 7, once he gets on a roll, that's his sweet spot. Luckily, I say luckily, and I apologize to Takanosho fans, I was really hoping for the two Yokozuna to dominate in the way they did, so I didn't need somebody like Takanosho to kind of stick their nose in that business where it didn't belong. So I was very happy to see Awa Nishiki knock him out on day 13, which essentially took him out of the Yusho race.
Yep. Always impressive sometimes, Takanosho.
Yep. Yeah. They're already looking to Aonishiki to like, hey, I put down these like mid-table Maegashira. Just put them in your place.
Well, especially
Get 'em
when
out
you're
there.
Komusubi and all of your Sanyaku matches, especially in a small Sanyaku, we only currently have 7. He's done with basically all of them in the first week. And so like his schedule, if he's doing good, his schedule's wide open to face these high-ranked contender or these low-ranked Yusho contenders to try to knock him out. Didn't quite work against Shodai, but it did work against Takanosho here. Who else did Aonishiki end up facing? Because I thought he fought a couple of No, he didn't end up facing Ryuden or anything. But yeah, he did take out Takanosho, lost to Shodai. Speaking of Shodai ended up losing 4 of his final 6 matches. So after he started off 8-1, only ended up with a 10-5, kind of to be expected. Ryuden was kind of hanging around in the Yusho race for an uncomfortably long time. Started off 8-2, but then he lost 4 of his final 5 matches. So he quickly kind of shuffled out of the importance of the Basho, which most people are always going to be happy to see for Ryuden.
Yeah, Tobizaru and Ura both also had really good first weeks. Happy for both of those guys. Ura with 10, Tobizaru with 9 wins by the end of the Basho. So good results from them. But yeah, they were incredibly entertaining all Basho, as always. But it's more fun to see, especially Ura, be entertaining while winning rather than just up at the top and losing a lot more.
Yeah. And I guess some people will be happy to see that Oho learned how to get a winning record again after his 12-3 playoff loss. He had suffered 3 straight Make Koshi, but this time he came back strong, did get a 10-5. With how this Banzuke is laying out, he'll be up at Sekiwake alongside Aonishiki next Basho. So a complete reshuffling of Sekiwake.
Ryan?
What,
Ryan? You
Fleric?
get out of here with your random Oho hate. What the hell is going on?
No.
This is outrageous.
It's not random anymore. It's 2 years of seething hatred. I've already filled out my popularity poll. Everybody fill out your popularity poll. And you know who I put as my least favorite Rikishi? Wasn't Abi. Wasn't Ryuden.
Really?
Goddamn Oho.
What? Really?
Over Oshoma and Gonoyama?
So there was a litmus test when Oho fought Oshoma this Basho, because Oshoma's really creeping up there for me too, and it was on day 15, and I'm like, no, yeah, I want Oshoma to win this match. We can screw Oho.
Fascinating.
It's
Same when he was fighting Abi. He's like, you know what, I'd rather Abi win this than Oho. So
it's great that the people who made the schedule were like, you know what, let's give Ryan this matchup so he can figure out who he hates the most.
It worked. It really works.
Speaking of Oshoma, not a lot of fun to watch this Basho.
Never is.
No, only 2 out of 9 were Hitaki Komi though, so I think that might be a record.
Let's see. We've sent this popularity poll out to our patrons that are in our Discord already. Let's get a quick look at what our first responses are saying for their least favorite Rikishi.
Get a little taste.
Get a little taste,
teaser.
And we do have Oho on the list. That is my vote, yes.
But he's on there.
You're skewing the results.
But also, Ryuden's up there. Oshoma is up there so far. It's not just me. Abi is, of course, up there. But I wonder, Abi coming off of the 3-12, if he's not gonna kind of dominate the hatred as he has. It's not as fun to hate some crippled man with no elbows.
Yeah, it's not as fun to hate somebody that's not doing well.
Yeah, unless their name's Oho.
Or Ichi Yamamoto. Speak for yourself.
But he had double-digit wins this time, so I can't do that.
Jesus Christ.
That's always the hardest part. For a whole year, I have to hate somebody. That was my resolution, was to hate somebody all year. And Ichi Yamamoto has my ire.
I think you've stolen a little bit of my mojo, because I definitely don't have any strong hate at the moment.
Oh, I'm gonna give it all back at the end of the year. It's like, this is not me.
It's not working for you.
I don't like it.
Jake, keep focusing on Oshoma.
What's up, Flair?
Should we make a bracket for you? Is that what we're hearing?
We could. That'd be fun.
Make some help to channel hate someone.
Hey!
We'll do it in January.
Reuse the graphics.
Yes.
We'll do it in January for Jake, and then in 2027 January we'll do one for Fleric. Obviously, we don't need to do one for me. I already have a list typed out in my documents.
Alphabetized.
That's ever shifting of who I hate more at the time.
Ryan has it like written on his wall, scratched into the paint above his computer desk.
I have a sticky note of guys that I like, and right now it says Hoshoryu and Aonishiki, and then I have a stone tablet of Rikishi that I hate.
This goes to chisel names on it.
Yeah.
It just says Oho a bunch of times.
Yeah.
That's a good pick though, because that's not very many letters. You can probably write it a lot more times on a single slate.
I gotta keep this wall behind me nice and clean for the podcast, but the wall I'm looking at
Nelly.
is absolutely terrifying. It's the work of a madman.
Real serial killer vibe going on, I'm sure.
I'm the exact
Absolutely, yeah.
opposite. That's the messy wall.
Okay, Max just trying to be like, that's my messy wall. Look how clean it is. You should see this front wall and how sparkly and
You
shiny
literally
it is.
have a duster sitting out.
I clean. Thank you. And you're the first person to actually
this is my
notice the
messy wall. I
duster that
haven't
left in the
dusted it in
background.
hours.
I clean. Thank you.
Look, you guys, and hanging stuff up on your walls.
Look at me.
It's
My
not
name's
a
Fleric. I moved in 4 months ago and still haven't unpacked all my boxes.
I was gonna say it's not new anymore, buddy.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway,
Yeah.
back to sumo. Anybody
Yeah.
else?
Fleric, do answer me a question.
Hmm.
Have you unpacked all your boxes?
Oh God.
Yeah. Everything's totally unpacked. It's just like this is like the one area of the place where it's not.
Sure.
It's
It's out of the boxes.
Mm.
Does that count?
on
All
the
right.
floor doesn't count.
Anybody else to bring up? Otherwise, I got a fun one for us.
Go for it.
All right. So we have a thorough breakdown from our friend Vili, our listener, who sent in all the stats on matas for this whole Basho.
Ooh.
This is probably a lot of work. Absolutely not going to ask you to do this every time by any means, but it's definitely a fun exploration. I wonder if this just off the top of here, off the dome, did it feel like there were more or fewer matas than normal? Did it feel out of the ordinary in one way or another to you guys? To me, it really didn't. So
No, nothing really stood out.
I guess what I'm saying is like I don't think we need a ton of data points to say that these numbers might be roughly typical.
Yeah.
So
If I had to think that hard, if it went one way or the other, then I would say no, it didn't.
yeah. So here's a bunch of stats that are from just Makuuchi. So just the including a match where a Juryo guy came up to face somebody from Makuuchi.
Yeah.
So that means that there are this was a bit they sent in a correction here. There are roughly 350 opportunities to do a mata in this Basho. And that's because there's if everybody had every match, which I know with a couple Kyujo we might not have had exactly this many, there's 315 bouts in a normal Basho.
Yeah.
But there were extra ones because of the matas. So if a mata happens, that means that you start over, and that's another opportunity to do a mata. So there were roughly 350 because there were 31 separate matas. So we're in the neighborhood of 10%, maybe a little under 10% when it comes to how often does it happen. But that does count ones where there was a double mata, which did happen. 3 times that happened, where somebody did a mata twice. But there we go. So if we are going to be specific, 320 bouts where it was possible to do a mata. Of those, it was done in 28 of the bouts. So you could say that if a random matchup comes in front of you, roughly 9% chance that there will be a mata is about where the numbers ended up.
Okay.
Okay, so now I'm going to burn through a handful of bullet points here. So 3 times it happened, there was a double mata. That means that that's roughly 1%, maybe a little bit lower. There was not one. All 3 of those times were the same guy doing it twice, as opposed to one guy then the other, which would be really funny, I think. Weirdly enough, 60-40 guys would lose more often after doing a mata than they would win. Also, out of the 42 Makuuchi Rikshi, I mean, I guess -1 because there wasn't a Takeru Fuji, 18 of them did a mata at least once. 24 of them did not. So that's, again, about 60-40. Only about 40% of the guys did one. And most of that was in the neighborhood of like Maegashira 7 to Komusubi. In that range, all but 3 of the guys did it at least once. In the Sanyaku, doesn't happen. Apparently the Sanyaku guys just don't do this. So if you exclude Aonishiki, who did it 3 times, The only other one was Wakataka Kage, and it was on the very last day. So yeah, matas do not happen very often at all in the top. But yeah, Aonishiki, for example, he was one of the guys that did it 3 times. So there were 8 guys that did 1 mata, 7 guys that did it twice. Asakori and Aonishiki each did it 3 times. And then who can guess the guy who did it 4 times, the one who did it the most often in this basho?
Did you already say Shishi?
No.
Shishi.
No.
Damn.
It was actually Fuji no Kawa.
Oh.
Well, he's just eager to jump out and get the match started. He's a smaller guy. He needs to get a fast start. Who can really blame the kid?
Yeah.
He's 20 years old. He's still learning. What do you want from him, Jake?
I didn't even say it was a bad thing.
How dare you?
I bet you if Enho was up here, Enho would have tons of them or tons against him because he was always, very little slippery guy trying to get all sorts of weird stuff going on, getting in people's heads.
Sorry, apparently Fuji no Kawa is also on my small sticky note.
Apparently. I feel like I didn't deserve that. What's up, Cleric?
On the note of like false starts and matas, did you guys see Aonishiki's match on, I think, day 8 against Tamawashi?
In fact, yes, I did. I saw all the matches.
Yeah. Well, do you remember where it was just kind of a bunch of like micro kind of like false? He was just kind of like a couple times he like almost went. It looked like he was just trying to like get like Tamawashi to get like off his game or something like that. So
sure.
I don't know. I think there's some gamemanship going there. I didn't see it in any other matches in Tachi Eyes, but it was kind of interesting to watch.
Last stat here. The most matas in a single day was 4. That happened twice. There were also 2 days where there were none. So either way, though, thank you very much, Vili, for those stats. That was interesting. And like I said, I absolutely don't want to ask you to do it again. But it
do it
would
for
be
Hanka's next time.
Oh,
that's definitely a smaller sample size and probably at least a couple that are debatable whether they're Henkas or not.
That's
Either
fine.
way,
Do
it'd
it
be
for
fun.
Henkas
We
next
always
time.
love stats. I guess what I'm taking away from this, the most important things that I'm noticing here are roughly 10% of the time it happens. And when it does happen, you're less likely to win. The guy who does the mata was losing roughly 60-40% of the time. So I don't know. I thought that was really cool. Thank you very much for sending that in. If you have silly stats to send us, grandsumobreakdown@gmail.com is always open.
Absolutely. And you could also leave us a voicemail. Doesn't have to be just for B at Mac. What's the number? Do we still remember what the
I don't think we have the number active anymore.
805-613-7866. That's 805-613-SUMO.
We don't have that number anymore?
I think we let it lapse because nobody was using it. And B emails us now, so like
That's fine.
That's true.
if you're listening
forget
to
about the voicemail. We didn't want to hear it anyways.
if you're listening to old episodes, though, that number's still in there. There's absolutely no way that we're going back and editing that
Oh,
out.
God,
So,
no.
like, whoever's got that number now, if you get weird stuff, I hope you enjoy sumo wrestling.
They keep calling.
Anybody have anything else to say about any top division guys, or are we good to run through our list of other Yusho winners?
Do it.
I got 2 thumbs up and a Fleric looking at another screen, so I'm going to assume that's the go ahead. In Juryo, our Yusho winner there is Asahakuryu. This is his first career Juryo Yusho. This is his first Basho in Juryo. Might not be the Asa everybody was expecting to win the Juryo Yusho, as Asanoyama returned up to Juryo this Basho. Asanoyama got 12-3 record, but Asahakuryu with the 13-2 record takes the Juryo Yusho. This is his 3rd career lower division Yusho and his 2nd Yusho in a row, as he won Makushita in the previous Basho. And he is 26 years old. Down in Makushita, we had Shimazu-umi. This is his first career Makushita Yusho and his first lower division Yusho overall. Might be a familiar name. He debuted in the top division at the same time as Ono Sato. And look at where Ono Sato is, and look at where Shimazu-umi is. Injuries for Shimazu-umi. He had to pull out of a few Basho, so that forced him to drop down the rankings. Down in Sandanme, we have Kazuma, who won his first career Sandanme Yusho, his 2nd lower division Yusho. He's 23 years old, and he's a Makushita Tsukedashi that got injured in his first Basho, dropped all the way down to Jonokuchi, and he is 20-1 since returning returning in Jonokuchi.
Nice.
Down in Jonidan, we have Kaki. This is his first career Jonidan Yusho, his second career Yusho, 23 years old, second career Basho, second career Yusho. So about as good of a start as you could hope for. And then down in Jonokuchi, we have Tatsubayama. This is his first career Jonokuchi Yusho and his first career Basho at 20 years old.
All right, before we take a break, I got some green belt questions for you. So this round, we are going to talk about our green belt vocabulary, and then at the end, I'm going to give you guys each a couple questions on stuff that we have learned from prior bashos, or for prior belts, whatever. Mac, can you tell me what is the term for getting double inside grips against your opponent?
I just know them as dig.
Absolutely.
Because it's
right.
double inside grip. I have no idea.
This is one that they say all the time in commentary. Ryan?
It's a Morozashi.
Oh, that is the other word. I guess, so the word I was looking for was makikai.
Is it makikai when you're switching your grip?
You're right. That
Yeah.
is more, that term is more geared towards the transition of the grip.
Yeah, from outside
but
to
yeah,
inside.
you're going for double inside. Double inside is, all other things being equal, generally where you want to go. But yes, that was the specifically green belt word that I was looking for. Fleric, what is it called when you have an overarm grip and you do a pulling throw against your opponent?
Is that Watanage?
Close. 2 extra syllables in there. I'm going to give you a second before I hand it right back to Ryan.
Give it to Ren.
Go ahead.
Uwate Dashinage.
Uwate Dashinage.
Yep,
Fleric, the
Dashinage.
overarm throw is Uwate Nage. The overarm pulling throw. So Uwate Nage is what we see more common where guys are at the edge. You got an overarm grip and you throw, and this is the one where like both guys' legs will end up in the air and then they'll slam to the ground. Uwate Dashinage is kind of like the same starting position, but instead you pull your opponent and send them kind of running forwards out of the ring.
Oh, I get you. Makes sense.
Let's see, Mac and Ryan, keep your hand down for a little while here. What is a tsukidashi? And
That
what is
is-
sorry, go ahead. That one first.
Okay, so Tsukidashi is the thrust out.
Correct. What is tsukio toshi?
Tsukiotoshi is the thrust down.
Yes. So that's the one that is very common in like sloppy exchanges at the edge,
Yes.
where your thrusts end up in your opponent going down forwards as they are trying to push you out.
Mhm.
Fleric, what is it called when you lift your opponent all the way out?
Oh, what is that one?
The Tochinoshin special.
That's what I all think of as the forklift of that. The word escapes me. Go ahead, Ryan. Or
Go
go
for it,
ahead,
Ryan.
Mac.
No,
wrote-
no.
you wrote-
The only
no,
thing that
Mac.
came in, I had the wrong thing in my head. I was like, nope, that's the servant. Hang on, that's the Tsukebito. I'm like, nope,
Tsukebito.
that's the wrong one. It's like, but it is a T. And so I was like, crap, and now I can't not think of Tsukebito. I know this
right.
one.
Go to Ryan.
Suridashi.
Suridashi.
Ah.
All right, and then the last one here. Can anybody tell me what an otsuke is? This was the hardest one. Fleric?
It's where you control your opponent's elbow, right?
Yes. So you kind of have your arm. It's almost an overhook, like we were talking, like the kime grip, where you reach all the way over your opponent's arm and clamp it down. Instead, if you kind of go halfway there and you have your arm on the outside of theirs, you clamp their arm to your body and block their forearm as they try to reach inside to get your belt. Mac, what's up?
I thought there was an Oho match. You would ask on the midway. You would ask Ryan and I to kind of keep our eyes out for that. I thought there was an Oho match where it was really obvious. It was his left hand, and so his right hand was all wrapped up, but he was fighting with his left hand to try and not get a grip with. Again, I can't off the top of my head. I can't remember that one, but that's Anyway,
Yeah, I don't remember. I don't remember either, but I appreciate you were looking out for it.
was trying to. It's harder to spot than I thought.
Yeah, and it also happens very quickly. Usually, it's an opponent will
It's pretty subtle, yeah.
rust in to get your belt, and if you block them, clamping that arm in, that's an otsuke. So those were our green belt terms. At the end of the episode, we'll come back with a handful of old terminology to see if you guys remember. I'm not going to give you the default losses; those are the hardest of all the vocab to remember because they never come up in Pro Sumo.
Isamiyashi.
That's a word.
We saw that one. An inadvertent step out.
Nishikigi.
Forward step out.
Oh, we actually had one in the Basho.
Yes.
Yeah, Nishikigi did one.
Gotcha. Okay. Isamiyashi day 10 against Tobizaru. Yep. Isamiyashi, that is when you accidentally step out forwards without your opponent making you do it. Cool. Anyways, we'll do a couple more after the rest of our stuff, but let's go to a break. Oh, yeah, that's right. All right. Ryan has
I'm
to
going to
try
give one that you could probably get and one absolutely.
Okay.
What is Higashira?
Higashira? The best
Higashira.
wrestler in the Heya.
Define best.
Highest ranked.
Okay, yes.
I know that one because Dallas Sumo Club, they on their website they list who their club's Higashira is at the time, and it's usually Hayden, reigning heavyweight champion, but they list him as that position because he is the strongest wrestler in their stable.
All right, and the other one is Hasotobi.
Ooh, I'm gonna kick myself because I've heard of it.
Oh, really?
I think so. Is this hair pull?
No, that's a Hansoku.
Oh, okay.
Hasotobi is 8-boat jump, a kind of henka in which a wrestler jumps vertically at the tachiai in an attempt to avoid the opponent's charge. The name derives from the Japanese epic, The Tale of the Heike, in which the samurai Minamoto no Yoshitsune leapt from boat to boat 8 times to avoid his enemies. I don't know how to pronounce Heike. Heike? Probably, yeah. AK
parentheses tentative.
Yes.
No, I definitely wasn't anywhere close to getting it, but I knew that I had heard that word before because we have discussed it as a Chiyoshoma's favorite technique. The flying
henka.
Yeah. All right. Now let's take a quick break.
Okay, now Ryan's satisfied.
Yes, I am.
You're listening to Grand Sumo Breakdown, the world's #1 sumo podcast, according to 3 out of 4 hosts of Grand Sumo Breakdown. Keep an eye out for our preview, midway, and recap podcasts for every professional sumo tournament and a host of bonus episodes in between. Help support us by joining our Patreon and spreading the word about our show. Every penny we raise is reinvested in improving our podcast. We also help run amateur sumo events and produce the American Sumo newsletter, which you can find on our website, grandsumobreakdown.wordpress.com. Reach out to us on social media if there's anything you'd like to learn about sumo or if you'd like to try it yourself. Welcome back. As we established on our midway, the GSB winner's belt, we did it. We're good. Air horns all around. Woo. Snaps. We got the belt all the way to the Yokozuna, who won it on day 5. Onosato took it off of Oho and held it the whole time. Lost it to Hoshoryu for all of 5 minutes and then got it back. So that belt is being officially retired. That is the 3rd iteration of the GSB winner's belt. I'd like to start another one. I got some feedback that people would be interested in it. I would love to have a gimmick to make it more interesting. So we got 2 months to think of something, some gimmick that we can play with or something, but send me ideas. I'm curious. I would do it again if we had something to play with, But the loser's belt, this one, I was very frustrated at the midway because Fukai had the belt and then went Kyujo for the Basho after having one loss. However, excellent news. He came back for one more match at the very end and won that match, which means that the belt is now on Kodo Tsubasa, which this is excellent. Makushita 53 Fukai, he beat Kodo Tsubasa, who is Sandanme 4. So the belt goes a ways down from that transition, and also Kodo Tsubasa did terribly, so he's going to get demoted even further.
Excellent.
The belt is going to go from mid Makushita to low Sandanme, I think. Kodo Tsubasa was Sandanme 4 and got a 1-6 record, so we'll see how far down he falls.
All right, so Jake found the GIF of Onosato's like crazy eyes that he's doing at his attendance. To me, somebody who used to be visually challenged until I had corrective surgery.
I used to have problems that you had.
Yeah. It looks like somebody who's trying to read something up close and they have very poor vision. Because he's holding something in front of his face. And to me, it just really looks like he's trying very hard to read it, and it's very blurry for him. That's what I'm getting from it.
I don't know, man. It's
weird all the same. But that's what it's
very
that's my
weird.
first impression.
Oh man. Okay. Anyways, though, winner's belt 3 being retired. Send me some gimmick ideas. The loser's belt, the first loser's belt, is on Kodo Tsubasa, who's going to end up in Low Sandanme.
All right, let's talk about Chump results as little as possible. All you need to know: Flair had Ono Sato. He won. I didn't. I had Walker Tucker Kager and lost. So yeah.
And you don't
Good
hate
job,
the guy.
Yokozuna Fleric. You're the best, Daddy. I love you. And all that
Whoa.
stuff.
Daddy.
I don't think that was part of the deal.
No, I don't think so either.
That was just for me.
I knew there was some off-camera shenanigans.
He's just trying to make everyone else as uncomfortable as he is.
Oh, he's got a long way to go if he wants to try that.
It's been
I
so
know
long.
I can't be back in that.
No, you can't.
It's been so long. He's looking for extra punishments for himself.
Don't make me say punish me, Daddy.
Oh, I think it's too late.
Far. Stop it.
All right, we made Fleric uncomfortable, and so we did it.
We did it.
Real quick on our Chump side, we had a tie for the winners there. Both.
You mean our Patreon?
You mean
What did I say?
Yeah, you just said our champ.
Our champ
But yes,
chump.
Yeah, the
Patron.
patron,
What?
the patron Chump. We had a tie for our winners there. Each person had the team of Ono Sato and Hitoshi for their winning team. But our tiebreaker rule in the Patreon is whichever person submits their team first is the winner. So that makes Leonid from the Tachi blog the winner of our Patreon Chump. And he sent us a statement literally 5 minutes ago that says... I am humbled to win the Chump prediction you show in only my 5th Basho. I thank Ono Sato for continuing to be an unstoppable force and Hitoshi for being just bad enough to lose to a bunch of other chumps. I will strive to continue to do my brand of Chump selection.
Yeah, Hitoshi didn't do as bad as we all thought he was gonna.
No.
Yeah, he still didn't do
Jerk.
great, but like, yeah, if he did a little bit worse, that'd be great for Ryan.
Yeah. I mean, I still
All of our
got the
chump
most
picks were not great.
Yeah,
I'm the only one who got a chump with a losing record. I don't know.
That's what I mean. But even then, it wasn't that great.
Yeah.
We all did terrible picking chumps.
Mm-hmm. But fortunately, Ryan also did very badly picking his champ.
Well,
What was I supposed to do? Ono Sato, Hoshoryu, and Aonishiki were all gone. Who
Should've
else
picked,
would
like,
I have
Shishi.
selected?
Yeah.
What's funny is Shishi would have done it. Yeah,
well, yeah.
Shishi would have tied me with you and Mac, and we would have had 3 losers to Fleric's 1 winner.
Ooh.
that would be awesome.
That would be
That's like in the
fantastic.
territory where I think we had to do a rap battle a few years ago.
Yes.
when we had 3 losers.
Ugh. All right, Yokozuna Fleric. It's been
right.
2 years since I've
Has
been
been.
punished.
Uh-huh.
What say ye?
What say I? It's true. I am the Yokozuna daddy of the episode. What should I do? Okay, so I think when you were talking about it's going to be a little bit of a tease so far because I still have to kind of let this cook for a bit. But the last time you did it was what, Semi-Charged Life? You had to do a parody song.
Semi-Charged.
Semi-harmed
Yes.
life.
The famous 90s alt rock song Semi-Charged Life.
Yes.
I thought it was semi-harmed
very-
life.
I was a big Weird Al fan. What can I say? Anyways,
I don't think he did that song.
No, I don't.
Everybody knows that Weird Al did that song as one of his polkas on Running with Scissors. I'm not even joking. I am also a very big Weird Al fan.
Not gonna
I know
bother
this
checking.
Stuff.
No.
Yeah.
Shouldn't, because it's true.
oh wow, I'm impressed. Anyways, I'm gonna make you do a song of some kind. Which one we'll have to figure out. I'll have to kind of let this one cook. But that will be your punishment. Will be another song choice. What the fans want, and ultimately what we want is for you to just have way too much fun being creative. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, enjoy my creative process while also getting over the horrific performance of the creative process.
That's
I
what
can assist you, Ryan.
It's the journey, not the destination. With
You'll
Ryan.
sing for me, Mac?
No,
I'm
I said
fine
I
with the
can assist you.
I'm fine with the creative process, but it's the singing that we're going to struggle with.
Yeah, if it was not for that, it would not be the punishment, and so that is what we're looking forward to.
I wanted to toss in some stats here. In our current system, I wanted some lifetime stats, and if we're talking like number of points, I am by a decent margin the worst, but I have not lost the most. So there's that. Yeah, if we're talking
That
average
is my
points,
title, baby.
yeah, if we're talking average points by our system, Ryan's at 21.8, Fleric's at 21.4, Mac at 20.3, and I'm at 19.4.
Ooh.
Yeesh. But if you're going by wins and losses, Fleric by a decent margin is the most volatile.
Yes.
Fleric has 17 wins, Ryan has 15, me and Mac each have 11. And then by losses, Mac has 17, Fleric has 15, I have 14, and Ryan only has 8. So yeah,
And yet he's still not leading the podcast.
No, he's third place on our 2025 order here, isn't he?
I really want to, though.
Yeah,
I would really like to.
by every margin except for total losses, I am the worst at this. Mac is definitely the losingest, and Fleric's the most volatile. But if you want consistent and boring, Ryan's your guy.
Always have been, baby.
All right, that's all I got.
All right, let's move on to our bold predictions. We're going to tease. We have a first time for our bold predictions. So first, our bad predictions. Highest Marshall predicted a Kotozakura Makekoshi. Awanishiki injured during the Basho. Wakataka Kage Ozeki promotion, and an Onosato lukewarm Yusho. I'd say this was more than lukewarm Yusho for Onosato.
Yeah, that's a pretty solid 0.
Aka Kyoryu predicted a Kotozakura Makekoshi again, a Wakataka Kage Ozeki with a Jun Yusho kicker, Kirishima Jun Yusho, and then no Yokozuna versus Yokozuna match, plus
We got 2.
Hakuoho Yusho.
Ooh.
That one might take it for
Sorry,
worst prediction.
You
but
have
we
to
don't-
send us a t-shirt now.
Yes. Most of us wear a size large. I assume. I don't know.
I'm a medium. Sorry.
Yeah, Flair might be a medium too. I don't know.
I think it's just you and larges, Ryan.
Well, then. The good prediction. Chewy Ken had an Aonishiki day 1 loss, which he had, but still wins the U show. Aonishiki didn't win the U show, but he still
Did very good.
did what Aonishiki does and got 11 wins. He predicted a Kotozakura Makekoshi, but he also said a Kirishima Makekoshi and a Takayasu Makekoshi.
Oh, Papa Yasu. Sorry.
Also
buddy.
said Hoshoryu aggravates an injury, lower back, but stays in the whole 15 days. Q Breezy had easy Yusho for Onosato and even easier Yusho for Fleric, who has the best champ and the best chump.
Whoa.
Bold prediction on the Chump series. That's pretty nice.
And was half right.
Yeah.
My
And
chump
our,
was okay. It was okay.
But it wasn't the best chump.
It's true.
and our t-shirt winner for the first time, taken from our YouTube comments. YouTube user Tommy Martin 1740 predicted a Yokozuna versus Yokozuna match on day 15, causing a draw, and we get a Yokozuna versus Yokozuna playoff with Ono Sato winning. I had to double and triple check the
Bullseye.
dates to make sure they didn't go in and put that in after the Basho concluded, but no, they got
That's
it correct.
Killer.
So Tommy Martins, we'll find a way to get a hold of you. Maybe you try to get a hold of us, grandsumo@gmail.com, but we'll find a way to get you that t-shirt.
Yeah, no kidding. That was amazing.
Moving on to the Grand Sumo Breakdown Awards. The first award is the Double Ole Award, and this goes to the Shishi versus Daisho match on day 14. As my notes for that match said, was Shishi just brings other people down to his level of sumo, which is, as we've gone over, just completely uncoordinated baby deer learning how to walk sumo. But this time it resulted in
10 win
double
sumo, you mean?
Yeah, 10 win
10
sumo.
win sumo, you mean?
This time.
This time.
I love you, buddy, but come on. We
come
gotta
on.
tighten it up.
This resulted in Shishi lunging for a Daisho, Daisho stepping to the side, and then Daisho lunging for Shishi, Shishi stepping to the side and throwing Daisho down. The rare double ole.
This was one of my picks for like, we had that day one comedy match. This one was also an A+ comedy match. There was a point where they had like a ton of space because they were they just I think it was when Daisho stepped aside and Shishi went all the way across the ring. And then they both just kind of ambled back to each other. They just went for a stroll towards each other in the middle of the sumo match.
Well, to that end, I do need to pay homage to Tobizaru's Day One, the Spin to Win award, because how many times in one match can one guy honestly expect to pull off a spin and then continue to win? Obviously, the number is 3, given to Tobizaru. Bravo. Always fun to watch.
Yeah, speaking of slow, Shonan Naomi. Just, people can just run around him, and it works really well. Poor guy.
The next award I have is the Big Toe Award, My Big Toe, which is given to Chura Naomi, who lost on day 14 to Sada Naomi thanks to his big toe just barely sliding to the side of the Tawara and losing it because they had to go back. They called him Mono-E to go back and look at it and say, like, I'm not sure about this, and zoomed in. Yep, just that big fat toe of Chura Naomi just touches the sand right before that, and nope, he loses.
God, that sucks so much.
Right? Yes, I was like, my big toe award. I'm like, oh, buddy, I'm sorry.
How did they rule
Even though you're
that?
my chump, but still.
How did they, like, what Kimarite did they rule that as?
Oh, I'd have to go back
I think
and
I
look.
know
was just
Kimarite's in a Sada Naomi versus Chura Naomi match.
I'll
Tsukiyo
find
Toshi.
it. Tsukiyo Toshi. Well, whatever.
I had to zoom in on the toe and be like, that is how he lost. It just slides to the side of the Tawara.
Speaking of, I added the what is that Kimarite award? Because multiple times this Basho we had a Watashi Komi, which is a thigh grabbing push down. This is basically like a double leg. It's a double leg basically.
A double leg.
So like a double leg wrestling takedown where you're like pushing into the guy's waist and then reach around to grab the back of his leg so that he can't step backwards. And it generally ends with the defender falling flat on their butt. And yeah, we had 2 of them this Basho.
So it's like a football tackle.
Yeah, Hoshoryu did it to Tamawashi.
Didn't Aonishiki get one of them?
Aonishiki did
Yeah,
it to
he got
Takanosha.
one.
There you go. Yeah. Came up multiple times and I was like, I don't know that one. Let's take a look.
And then our match of the Basho, we got a few nominees here. It was tough to choose match of the Basho this time. We were fairly split on this one, but we do have a definitive match of the Basho. Day 1 was the comedy slapstick sumo, Tobizaru versus Shonan Naomi that we previously mentioned. Day 7 at the time was our match of the Basho, Fujinokawa versus Roga, with Fujinokawa with that impressive Kakenage win against Roga.
For day 9, we had Wakataka Kage versus Kirishima. If you want a good example of Otsuke, watch this match and watch Kirishima doing that. There's a lot of really good elbow control going on, especially when like it got to like towards the end where I think it was Wakataka Kage trying to get that belt grip, but Kirishima was like going down low and controlling his elbow on the side away from the camera. It was this really fun technical match to watch.
Oh yeah, there's some good ones in there.
Yeah, I would say that match was the best extended belt battle, like just battle for position, trying to get the superior position in the entirety of the Basho. These last 3 matches were tough for me to figure out which one was match of the Basho.
The beginning of that match, yeah, you get front and center right in the camera, Kirishima using the Otsuke to defend his belt. Beautiful.
Yeah, and you don't see it because like when he's like crouching down, you get that great camera view of like trying to get that underbell grip. It's the arm that's away from the camera where he's doing some more otsuke also to keep him off that bell as well.
Gotcha.
It's really fun.
And as we're all looking at the clip of this match, do want to give a big shout out to the Cow Puncher, who always does a great job in our Discord of providing clips for all of the matches that people nominate for Match of the Basho, which just ends up being a Match of the Day thread because we get 3 or 4 every day. He goes in, finds the clip of that match and shares it for us to easily see that match. So thank you very much, the Cow Puncher. But we got a couple more matches for Match of the Basho to discuss. The next one, day 12, Hoshoryu versus Awanishiki. Just a real quick battle for position that Awanishiki gets the superior grip on Hoshoryu. Hoshoryu goes to throw Awanishiki, but Awanishiki is able to wrap his leg around Hoshoryu's leg, blocking the throw, and then trip Hoshoryu, getting that Kirikaishi win. And then day 15, what's better than one Yokozuna battle? It's a second Yokozuna battle in a playoff. Onosato versus Hoshoryu 2. Short but sweet with a lot of implications.
Yeah, I spoiler, I voted for this one because of the stakes. It wasn't, if you took away all context, it wasn't the best match of the Basho, but it was notable for the context, and that was why I picked it.
Ultimately, the winner with 2 votes this time. Like I said, we're very split. Hoshoryu versus Awanishiki. So congratulations to Hoshoryu versus Awanishiki. We will see on the Grand Sumo Breakdown Award show at the end of the year if you can go on to become Match of the Year. Let's go on. Jake, why don't you hit us with some more green belt terms?
All right. So like I mentioned, we are through our green belt vocab. We'll call that quiz earlier our wrap up. So now I'm going to ask you a couple things on yellow and orange belt to see if you can remember some of the stuff that we've covered in the past. Just going to random sample. Fleric, what is Koshiwari?
That's the little squats, right?
Yes, that's going into a sumo position and squatting all the way down, both as a strength and a stretch exercise. So yeah, just think like a normal sumo position, knees apart, arms in, squatting all the way down to stretch your hips as wide as they go. Speaking of sumo posture, Ryan, what is the term for that? The ready position, effectively, with knees bent, elbows in, arms up, head hunched in. Chugoshi. Nailed it.
Oh, thank
God. Mac, can you tell me what is Butsukari?
Butsukari is when you have one opponent wanting to accept a charge, and then a lesser should coming and hitting you and pushing you back.
Yes. So you're basically just practicing pushing straight forward.
Yep, pushing straight forward. And then usually the dominant rikishi grabs the mawashi of the other and says, "Hi," and throws them, and then they flip and do it again.
Not bad. Fleric, count to 10 in Japanese for me.
You're doing this because it's been so long since I've been to a sumo practice.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Ich, ni, san, shi, go, rok, shich, hach, kyu, ju.
Nice.
Get wrecked.
Ryan, can you do? Oh man, we're kind of out of hard ones except for the default losses like Isamiyashi that we already covered. Can you name any of the other default losses?
Furidaoki, something like that.
Fumidashi is probably what you're thinking of.
No, it's not.
Koshikudake?
Koshikudake was the one I was thinking of.
Nice. What is that?
Those two. That's like an inadvertent collapse, right?
Yep. That's like if a guy kind of just tripped and fell on his butt or something without his opponent making him do it. That's a Koshikudake. Fumidashi is step out backwards accidentally, just like Isamiyashi is a step out forwards. The other two
hands, right?
What's that?
There's like two that have like hand, like
close.
Hey.
Let's see. Here we go. Tsukite is when you touch down with your hand accidentally, and Tsukihiza is when you touch down with your knee.
Okay.
So both of those are just like without your opponent doing it to you. All 5 of those are just things that like Well, the opponent didn't do anything, but that guy still clearly lost, so we got to come up with a name for it.
Yeah.
Okay, so Mac, rapid fire to bring us home.
Ah, crap.
I'm giving you rapid fire because it's not super hard. Oshidashi.
Push out, frontal push out.
What is the difference between that and Oshitaoshi?
It is the position of your hands, like in where they actually hit, and the extension of your elbows.
Not quite. Oshidashi versus Oshitaoshi. Anybody know the difference?
Crush out. Your opponent ends up like falling.
Yes. Oshi meaning push. The dashi means you just push them out. Oshitaoshi means you push them out and down. Or just push them over. Regardless, taoshi means that they are on the ground. So, Mac, yorikiri.
Frontal force out.
And what makes it a force out?
We got in trouble with this one. You don't need to maintain gripping of the mawashi to force them out. You just need to maintain, wrap them up and push them out, force them out with your hands. You can maintain contact on the shoulders or other parts of the body, not necessarily just the mawashi.
Yeah. As opposed to pushing them out, this is kind of grappling them out.
Yes.
So like
Everybody
if the guy
knows that. Who would make that mistake saying you have to have your hands on the belt?
And
Come on.
different
Rookie
from the gaburiori, which you use your belly to bump them out, which was the
kind of.
Heck yeah.
Gaburi Yori isn't an official Kimarite. That would still be a Yorikiri.
Right.
But it's just a way of getting there.
A version of executing yorikiri generally. Yeah. I like to think it's yorikiri if your bellies are touching. That's one of the things that you can look at as
I just like to call it the bumpty bump. It's the bumpty bump.
But as before, what's the difference between yorikiri and yoritaoshi, Mac?
Frontal crush out, when you actually pancake them, essentially.
Exactly. Bumping them out versus bumping them over.
Down.
And Mac, what is hataki komi?
Hataki komi is when you slap them down from the back.
Yep. Generally, this means that they are going down forwards while you are getting out of the way backwards, and you are making contact with the back of their torso to push them down. So, there you go. That's a quick recap of a lot of our yellow and orange belt stuff. That's not all of them. But I'm going to say, at least for the time being, let's say GSB has kind of earned a green belt.
Woo, we did it. Yeah.
That's the official rank that I hold at the time here, and I am actually going to be trying to test for my blue belt with Caleb out of San Antonio soon.
Ooh.
But that's higher than I really know. So like, and it also means that we're reducing the amount of vocabulary, and there's more focus on understanding of how to do sumo and be good at it. So there's going to be fewer terms, not necessarily hard terms either, but it's going to be more kimarite, and we need to have a greater understanding of explaining how they work. I think what I want us to do is maybe instead of just introducing, there's only officially 5 new words for blue belt, so we can easily cover 5 new vocab words, but I want us to be able to describe how they work. Want us to think about it in the context of pro sumo and see if we can call out matches that happen with those techniques and why it worked, things like that. We can't put video on here because we don't have the rights to the video. So we'll just have to write down matches as the Basho goes on, take some notes, and explain things later. And I might expand the amount of kimarite that we are learning that are new. But that's where we're at. We are officially at green belt. We got blue, then brown, then black still to go.
Jake, I'm going to send you something real quick, something I think we can kind of expand on for terms for the blue belt sort of thing.
Sure. Yeah, we got plenty of time
getting into it.
I really want to have a better understanding of. I'm obviously really enjoy this. I like the whole quiz aspect of it, but I also am enjoying the better understanding of like what's it called when somebody has a double inside grip, Morozashi and like Makikai and the Otsuke, like what's actually happening in the match? What are these terms and those sort of things?
Yeah, it's one thing to memorize the names of kimarite and like, oh, that means frontal force out. But like, it's another thing to like analyze why it works and analyze like what makes somebody good at it versus bad at it.
Yeah.
And then we got there's plenty of other stuff that's in between, lots of little stuff that guys are doing and trying to improve their position. And even though this is based around getting better at doing sumo as an amateur sumo wrestler, I certainly think that this has helped me understand, like the act of trying to do it myself and learning the terms has definitely helped me be more educated in my watching of sumo. And that I think anybody who enjoys our show can get some benefit out of.
All right, let's talk about our favorite moments from the Basho. Raise your hand if you're not going to select the obvious.
No, of course I'm going to select the obvious.
Which one? One or
it's
two?
right there.
Which one was your favorite? One or two?
Two for sure.
One for me.
As a Hoshoryu fan, the shocking win when I wasn't expecting him to win one match, so getting that shocking win before the disappointing loss, that would have been my favorite moment.
I think it
was good.
Go ahead, Flair.
No, I'm kind of with you on that. The first one was fantastic, but it's hard to in my head separate them. It was I think I'm going to end up at two, simply because getting to a playoff with the Yokozuna, I think that's what I'm going to take away from this Basho, regardless of result.
Yeah, I think the difference for me was my heart rate was high for the first match, but it was even higher for the second match.
Gotcha.
The difference being that the second match, no matter what, everything was on the line. And I think that's why I thought it was the match of the Basho as well, in my opinion, just because of the stakes, because of the context around it, the history, and the new era-ness of it.
Hey, Ryan, are we finally here? Are we at the era of the new Yokozuna?
We did it.
Dare we get excited?
We did it.
Is it time?
I think so. That was
God.
actually part of the conversation like YDC East was having. What I saw is like, we are finally in the Taiho era, which is weird because obviously Taiho was the great rikishi from the 1960s. But if you like take the first something about their names combined, Hoshoryu and Onosato.
Oh, the O in Onosato, the first O, is the same that can be Tai or Dai.
Okay.
So that's probably where they're coming up with
Oh.
it. That's the alternate pronunciation of that same kanji.
Yeah. So they were saying like it is officially like the Taiho era now, which is Onosato and Hoshoryu
I like it.
leading as Yokozuna.
I just realized, so the next step for YDC East, they're kind of a little bit older, a little bit behind the times. How long do we convince them to start a podcast, to put their opinions out, as they're speaking it, and then we can like truly converse with them in that we can converse with them on our front, on our turf. It would be great.
Exactly.
Sure. Upgrade this parasocial relationship into a social media relationship. I like that.
We've been waiting for you.
I just like the idea of they're doing the same thing. Is it time? The era of two Yokozuna? Are we here?
Break out the stamps.
Just a
fun
bunch of
Basho.
whining and complaining. It's like, it's all useless. Kodo Shoho won the U show. What's the point of two Yokozuna?
One guy's like, oh ho, I hate oh ho.
There's got to be somebody over there that hates him too.
Ryan's just watching with steepled fingers and like, that's my guy.
Yes, you.
Nah, it was a fun Basho. I think that's the memory of it. It was a great epic, and I just had a great time. Great matches too, especially on the second.
Agreed.
Love to see it.
Fantastic Basho.
All right. Should we take her home?
Do it.
Thanks for listening to Grand Sumo Breakdown. Until next time, throw your salt high and keep moving forwards.